Hi guys, welcome to Bone Warriors 2. Hi guys, welcome to Bone Warrior 2, where we will be talking about Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2 Early Access. This is going to be my review, but before you even listen to this review, don't forget to click that notification bell and that subscribe, but the notification bell is very important because that will let you know about my recent videos. As that's out of the way, let's get into the next bit. So, Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2 is a very good let's start off by saying we had to wait a very long time. I think it was 8 years we had to wait for, or maybe 10 years, because the last one was Mountain Blade Warband. And Mountain Blade Warband was a very good addition, especially that you could mod it by the workshop on Steam, which was a very fun because you could do Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. You could buff out your character as much as you want. You could put cheats on it, even though it had cheats anyway, but you could access even more cheats on mods, which was a very good addition to the game. But what's the difference between Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2 and Mountain Blade Warband? Well, let's go by the graphics. The graphics is a little bit better. I'd say a bit more better than a little, because the graphics have improved, but I wouldn't say it's improved to modern standards nowadays. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game, because the mechanics of it hold very well for this game. So mechanics wise, such as combat is vastly improved since the last game. Like the combat, every time you swing and kill someone, it looks like you've earned that kill. Or especially when I went through my playthrough, the playthrough what I had was it's just starting out as a wanderer at first, exploring the different places of the map. Obviously, you have your bandits, what you come across, depending on your level and depending how quick you can kill them or how fast you can kill them. I saw some people on YouTube doing cheats for killing people instant and all that, which is not the Mountain Blade method. Mountain Blade method is that you explore, you take over, or you run with kingdoms, you follow them. It is a very I would say it's a very medieval simulator game where you explore your life in the medieval times. It's not like a I would say Call of Duty campaign where it will be over in like 6 or 12 hours. It's not like that. Mountain Blade is designed to be a very long game, depending on how many hours you want to put into it. So when I had my playthrough, I had many hours into it, and I've only scratched the surface of Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2. The armor is amazing, especially the graphics have improved since Mountain Blade Warband. So the graphics on it looks just a lot better, and the armor, they've improved it by putting more details of what the armor does and why is that one so good, but maybe it might have a disadvantage on this other armor. Same with weaponry, depending on, you could have a speed of so and so on this sword, but then it might have a decrease on length. But this sword has a good length where it can hit an enemy really far, but it won't be as fast as this one. So speed would be better for close combat, whilst long would obviously be your range combat, which range comes very, very useful in sieges when you're taking over castles or kingdoms. They come very useful. I've noticed that a lot because when I was going through it, I was going up ladders, breaking through, and that line of defense that you have to break comes a very long. Depending on where you are, to be honest, if you're going through a breach through the through the gates, then that's when close quarter combat comes into it, because close will require you to all bash through each other and quickly hit the enemy as fast as you can. Obviously, I've had my losses, which is it feels like Mountain Blade Warband, where severe it takes so much gold off you if you got that, so it takes all your men off you, and you just go straight from scratch. And yes, have I been angry at that? Yeah, but That's why I love the game, because it's not designed to be easy, it's designed to be hard. It's designed to make you stress out and feel angry about it, which I have felt angry many times at it. But I do love the game, and I love it. I do love it so much. Uh, I am looking forward to them putting like mods on it, so such as Lord of the Rings or Star Wars ones again, or I don't know, like Game of Thrones mod, which was very fun to play. But the factions, there are a lot more factions in Mount and Blade Bannerlord 2. Uh, Such a long time, I'd say. But there is a lot of factions in it. But I think there is roughly about the same amount of factions, except from they look different and they both have their own unique stats. So some might have better cavalry, some might have better archery, some might have a better strategic area. So that really helps you a lot when you're taking castles and that, depending on which kingdom you want to stick with. But yeah, if you want to stick with a certain kingdom, then pick a kingdom very unique to you, or unless you want to get some men for yourself, pick the nearest kingdom, because that helps a lot as well. Okay, let's go on to multiplayer. So multiplayer, it brings you back to the olden days. Actually, it brings you back to Mount and Blade Warband, when Mount and Blade Warband, you just have so many people on a server fighting to the death. But when I was on Mount and Blade Bannerlord 2 on the multiplayer, I did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. Spent a few hours on it. Really liked it. But I think they can spice it up a little bit. I think they could have 2 attackers where they can fight. So yeah, what I'm thinking is like 2 attackers on each side, and then you could have 30 players on each attacking team, and the defender has 50 to 60 players on a team. So then they can, I think it just spice it up a little bit. Then you could have, I don't know, you could probably have for the mini battles such as team death matches and all that, you can have probably, I'd say maybe cavalry versus cavalry, or you could have swordsman versus swordsman, or even archery versus archery. I think it just spice up the multiplayer a little bit more. But then we'll also have to wait for the mods to come out, because they'll build up the community and everything. And the community with mods makes the game a little bit better, because I remember, like I said before, the original mods were brought out, like the Star Wars or the Lord of the Rings, or you could have even Game of Thrones. Stuff like that makes the game even more interesting, especially when you're on single player, because it makes the campaign even different. But yeah, other than that, guys, that was my review, and I hope you liked it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, but even hit that notification button to see more videos like this. But I'll see you until